Okay, so the first thing you're going to do after you've gone to the customer's house and explained the process, so we're going to make a dam with it. So you stretch this out across the edge of the counter and you'll tape on to make a dam. You're going to go across the entire thing. That way the area we're working on does not have, we're going to get a little bit of splash, but we're protecting ourselves by making a dam around our surface. So normally you have a backsplash, so you would just be taping off 3 sides, like so. And you can see that you have a dam, so any splash over is going to go around. On this particular one, we have 4 sides, so we're going to tape that off. Okay, so now we're on to polishing granite. Now, very rarely do you have to use diamonds or any of the sort, so 99.9% of the time, this will be the process that you'll be doing on granite. And so it's very simple. You just follow the steps and the granite will come out beautiful. So you can see kind of a before what the granite looks like. It's very dull, not very much shine. And so we're gonna clean this up, polish it, and it's gonna look real nice. So this is Black Galaxy granite, and the way you can tell, and the reason why they call it Black Galaxy, is all these little fissures in here make it look like stars, and it's a black night, so that's why it's called Black Galaxy. It's a very common granite. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your stone scrub, your Makita hand machine, and a white pad, and you're going to do kind of an S pattern with the stone scrub, like so, over the counter. And then before you turn your machine on, you're going to kind of massage it in, get nice coverage over everything, and then you're going to have your machine set to 1 or the lowest speed depending on the machine you're using, and you're going to go ahead and polish it. So as you can see, our dam should catch 99% of all this splatter happening. So you're going to have your right hand placed here, your left hand here if you're right-handed like myself. If you're left-handed, you'll have your left hand on the body, right hand left. Whatever feels most comfortable for you will work best. So you're going to do about 6 passes with the stone scrub. Now if you have a scenario where a machine running is not feasible or the splash over is too dangerous, you can simply just scrub this in, but you're going to need to do a lot more heavy-duty scrubbing. And you're going to do this until the product is 100% dry. So you're going to work this wet to dry, this paste. And what you're doing is removing any calcium buildup, any dirt, grime, but mainly calcium is what you're going to find, especially around sinks. Any water source that's happening, you're going to find a lot of issues with calcium. So you can see here, it's kind of going wet to dry now. The product is burning up, which is a good thing. And as you get a little bit drier, you can increase the speed. Just from cleaning it, you get that much more shine. And if you have any excess, like we have around the edges, if you have any excess around the edges, you always want to set the machine like this as well, any type of project you're working on. So you're going to have your bag of microfibers, and you're just going to wipe up any excess you have here from the stone scrub. If your tape is leaking, you'll want to replace the tape and build a new dam. And it's worth it not having to clean up in the long run. So you're going to clean up, so your first stone. So now we'll move on to polishing. So now we're going to be polishing the granite with MB Stone Care's product, MB20. It's granite polishing cream with a black color. So you can use this on this granite or this one because you can see there's even black in here. There's a lot of black characteristics to it, but especially on pure black granite, you would use this. So you can kind of mix the product up, and you want it to be like a cream, kind of like a toothpaste consistency. So you mix it up, and then you're just going to take about a ½ teaspoon for this entire counter. So you would work on a normal job, you would work about this size at a time. So it's a good analogy. And you're just going to put about that much, and that's it. So you want to cover this too so it doesn't dry out. Seal it. And you'll take a hog's hair pad, which is what we have here, and you'll notice some of our pads have different colors to them. This one has kind of a black tint. It's normally purple, so we can tell we've used it on a product like this before. So we want to reuse the same pads with the same products. And then I also have water nearby in case I need to reactivate the product, and you'll see how that works. So we're going to start it out on the lowest setting, 1, and we're going to work the product kind of into a little slurry like so. And you're going to run it around, again with your right hand on the body, left hand here up front. And because we're outside, it's drying rather quickly, so we're going to add a little bit of water. Add a little bit more water here. And the nice thing about reusing the pad is you have product on there. So you just want to work it in. You're kind of massaging the product into the stone. So, and it's okay if it starts to dry out because you're going to work it wet to dry, and you'll increase your speed now. Okay, so now we're going to move on to sealing, and there's a few different sealing options that you can use, but for today we're going to use this one, Pro Sealer, and you can see it's for granite, marble, tile and grout, and limestone. So its main purpose is for granite, so that's what we're going to be using. It's an impregnating sealer, solvent based. And so what this is going to do is penetrate into the pores of the stone and prevent it from stains happening in the future. So what you can do is you just pour on, kind of in an S pattern as well, this product. And then you seal it in with your applicator here. And you just want to get full coverage, and you want it to stay wet for about 3 to 5 minutes. Because we're outside, that's going to be difficult to do, so we'll just have to keep working it into the stone with your applicator pad. So you can put your sealer aside. Good thing. And so this is a very dense stone, which means it'll seal faster than, say, a very porous stone like travertine or something of the sort. So you see, as it gets more and more bubbly, it is no longer accepting the sealer. So you just keep working it for those 3 to 5 minutes, and that'll be good. So once it's stayed wet for 3 to 5 minutes, you're just going to go ahead and remove all your excess sealer, just like so. You're just going to wipe it up. And don't worry if there's any haze on there, because we have another buffing step. You want to just remove as much as possible. Just get that all off. So if there's not inconsistencies or any of the sort, don't worry about that, because we still have one more polishing step. So that's the sealing of the stone, and we'll go on to our final step. So this is our final step. So we have no more splash over happening. We would still want to leave our tape and drape on the cabinets, but as far as our dam goes, we're done with all of those type of steps. So after our sealing, we're going to remove all of this. Our dam, you're going to dispose of it. Just into your box. You never want to use the customer's trash if possible. And then you'll just take a damp rag and wipe off any of the excess products you've been using, because you don't want to burn it into the stone. So you're going to remove all those polishing powders we used. You're going to remove the stone scrub that may be on the edges that drip down. You're just going to wipe all of that off. And now it's ready for our final polishing step. So you can use 2 products for your final polishing. You can use a microfiber 7-inch pad, or you can use a lamb's wool pad. Just for the sake of dust, I prefer the microfiber. It doesn't shed as much. They both give you the same shine, but this will leave a little bit of a mess for you to have to dust up behind. So we're going to use the microfiber today, but both will work and give you just as good of a shine. We're going to be using Ultimate Pro, made by Easy Stone Care. And what this does is it gives you the final pop, the final luster of the shine. And a little bit goes a long ways. So you're going to want to turn this to spray mode, not stream, but spray. And so you're just going to put a light mist over the stone, and that's all you're going to need. And you're going to run this real high speed. In their counters, they can use this once per week as an intermittent cleaning and polishing for their stone. And when you feel this, it feels amazing, very soft. Everything filled in, those chips are filled in, and you're ready to give the project over to the customer. So that's granite polishing in a nutshell.